So let's take a look at sequencing. Once we've got that clear scope, how would we go about sequencing those tasks? Well, let's first of all ask why. Why would we want to sequence them in the first place?
Good question.
Well, if we get them in the wrong sequence, even if we were to avoid a clash, it still might cost us more money. So the one on the left-hand side, the one that says poor priority, even though there are no clashes, it's going to cost us more money in the bends, in the welds, in the hangers and supports, versus if we had have correctly prioritized the plumbing before the cable tray.
This is a good example of maybe one was actually just a resolution of a clash or some sort of conflict or coordination issue instead of it being sequenced up front and modeled the proper way.
So why is sequencing the BIM tasks such a challenge?
Good question.
Well, sometimes we have isolated teams that are modeling their own scope, and it's very difficult to understand and to influence other people's scope.
Well, we all know we're not all in the same office.
Yep, and you wear blinkers, and it's difficult to have that understanding and know that that's influencing or affecting your own work as well. And when we have that, we end up with out-of-sequence work, where you will end up with rework because of having to move something so that it doesn't clash, it doesn't actually fit, so therefore we have to rework it. And then we know that lean design management workflows are really important, a great concept, but they're new to most people, so they can be a challenge.
They're new to the design side a little bit, more common during construction, so sequencing in construction is very common, but sequencing that in design is new.
Yep. So tips for sequencing those BIM tasks. The first key, and it's a big picture idea, that if we can have a system priority structure setting the foundation, the more important or the less flexible items first, then going through to the more flexible or less costly to route around other things, that would be really beneficial. And also implementing a lean design management workflow and pull planning and phase planning so that we can really get to a sequence to the task level that is assigned to the right party, and we can optimize those. We have a really interesting way of doing that in this pull planning mechanism. One of the key benefits that we've seen in implementing through BIM management is a pull planning sticky note that is not just a sticky note, a blank sticky note. It's actually having a printed card with the exact image of that element that helps other people in the team understand what it is and help sequence around those things. The result usually is a 6-week look ahead that we can understand the dependencies and also understand the notes and the optimum sequence. And we can start to capture those in a visual way. And so we can start to identify where the critical dependencies are, and we can have those tasks assigned to team members as well. The result is we start each team at the right time. With the optimum start date, it means that we are not wasting people's time. We are reducing the amount of rework because they are putting something in the model at the right time in the right place. See me picking up the pace here.
So a quick recap is enhancing the teamwork. So, here, the collaboration is very key. All of us have to agree on a system priority structure. All of us have to be there present for the pull planning. And ultimately, this all reduces the work, and it's very lean. It's a very lean approach when it comes to managing and completing those scheduled tasks.